noticed that smart people can actually do some really, really stupid things? Most of you with your car, you got one of these? Yeah, it's called a fob. I caught this story quite a few years ago. There was a gal in a major city that was in an absolute panic. She called 911 just screaming, saying, I've locked my baby in the car, and of course it's a sunny day and she's worried about the baby dying. And so they get a police car there, and so the police officer comes up to the woman and says, what happened? Did you break the key off in the door? What? She says, no, no, no. And she's pushing the button, and look, it doesn't work. And the officer takes the fob and takes the key, puts it in the door, unlocks it, and the mom is like really, 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 did I say really enough? Really embarrassed, okay? So, simple fact, being smart doesn't equal wisdom. You know, you can be pretty smart, but you get so used to using the fob, you don't realize that the fob also has a key, you know, and that you can unlock doors with a key. I think each and every one of us can fall victim to thinking that we're pretty smart and yet coming up short as far as on the wisdom scale, okay? And so, some common sense details may escape people. That's a reality. You may know kind of what to do, but you don't do it anyway. So is that wisdom? Probably not. And you may know the facts, but still have no clue what to do anyway. And so where does wisdom come from? You can be an honor roll student. You can graduate at the top of your class. You can have a great college education. You can get a high-paying job. You could be an individual who's famous and rich and have zero common sense. And so, what are we saying? Well, here's a quote from an ancient Greek philosopher. You might recognize his name, Socrates. He says this, I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. So, if you grasp that, that's a good start as we get into Proverbs today and talk about wisdom. If you're a follower of Jesus, you're a student, and school is in session every day. Admitting that you need guidance, understanding, and wisdom is the key to actually finding it. So, listen to these words from Proverbs. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, indeed, if you will call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as if for silver and search for it as hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. Three things here. The first is wise disciples are teachable. They're willing to listen. And that's what he's saying here, that if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart, okay? The next thing is that wise disciples are desperate. They're willing to apply themselves. It says, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, if you look for it like it's hidden treasure, you know, these are people that really want to understand. And the third area here is wise disciples are determined. They really don't give up. They have literally set themselves in the direction of they're going to become wise. They're going to get understanding. It says here that that if you really are determined, that you're going to understand the fear of the Lord, and you're going to find the knowledge of God. But you need those three things. You got to be teachable, you got to be desperate, and you got to be determined. In Proverbs 2:6-8 says this, for the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless, for he guards the course of the just and protects the way of the faithful ones. Did you know that one of the biggest struggles of smart people is It's their own self-confidence, and at times even their own arrogance. Smart people are too accustomed to success, and they may tend to reject the views of others and the opinions of others. Why? Because they don't feel it's necessary. They've gotten along just fine without advice. You know, sometimes this overconfident attitude tends to drift into a relationship with God. They tell God, hey, I've got this. Yeah, and the catastrophic outcome rivals most rednecks' statement of, yeah, hold my beer and watch this. You know, and so overconfidence probably is not wise. So maybe, no matter how smart you think you are, having a heart that is willing to be open to spiritual guidance, being teachable, as I said before, being desperate, being determined is actually helpful. You see, wise disciples acknowledge God. They look to God as their ultimate source. And source is everything. Connection with the Creator is a game changer in every arena of life, and success in life comes to those who are willing to humble themselves before God. It's a good decision to seek God's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. God's wisdom, think of it like this. It's like an umbrella in the rain. You only benefit if you stay under the umbrella. And so, seek God's wisdom, and when you find it, stay there, okay? Picking up at verse 9. Then you will understand what is right, just, and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Here's the idea. If you're humble, teachable, desperate, and determined, God will unfold a map for life before you. You'll be able to see where you're going a lot clearer than if you just try to navigate on your own. You'll pick up on things that were invisible to you before, all because God's wisdom is entering your heart and mind. You'll make better choices. If God's will for you, then, is to be wise, take it. God is offering you wisdom, but at the same time, you need to seek it. And you should, because God wants you to thrive.
What separates wisdom from knowledge? How does a person obtain wisdom? The ultimate source of wisdom is why? Thanks for watching. If you'd like to enjoy more by the Vineyard Church, like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Vineyard Church Iron Range. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Vineyard Church Iron Range. Or visit our website, www.ironrangevineyard.org. Lastly, subscribe to our e-newsletter to stay connected. Do so by visiting our website and clicking subscribe to our e-newsletter on the homepage.